welcome to the Festival of Storytellers. I thank everybody that's involved with this process because we know writers need readers and writers need publishers.
Experience is not about the publisher, it is about us, the authors.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome back to day 3 of the Festival of Storytellers virtual book tour. Listen, we are super excited to have you guys with us again today. So I am Tish Barnhardt, of course, the author of So You Want to Be a First Lady, shown right here, as well as Morning Tea with the King. So today I still have another treat for you guys, right? So I'm going to be interviewing a guest who's actually read the book, you guys, and we are going to see her take on it too. So we want to welcome to the stage with us my friend, my sister, LaWanna Washington. Let's welcome her. Hey, girlfriend. How you doing? Oh my goodness, I can't hear you, my friend.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right.
How are you, my friends?
I'm doing awesome. How are you today?
I am doing well. Thank you so much for coming on with us today. So I know that you had an opportunity to read my book. And so you also
Yes.
put a little review up there kind of when you got it. So I wanted the audience to be able to see your review. Let's take a look at it.
Okay.
All righty. So she said, oh my God, I'm so excited. My girl, my sis, my friend's book just arrived. So you want to be a first lady. Well, now, LaWanna, girl, please tell us why you were excited to get that book.
Well, because you and I talked and you were telling me some good things. And, the thing I loved about it the most is after every chapter, there was a nugget. It was something to get out of it. It wasn't a book bashing or anything like that. It was something that you could really grow from.
Absolutely. I think that's amazing too, whenever you can actually read a book and then walk away with something. Because of course we know So You Want to Be a First Lady is a very juicy read, right? But
Yes.
to be able to glean from those nuggets at the end of every chapter is so golden. And I believe that it really is helping to shape many lives out there. I really do. So you guys, I also know that LaWanna has a favorite chapter in the book too. And so we are going to read her favorite chapter because it's
Thank you.
y'all. We gotta do that. So before we do that, listen, I want you guys to see the video book trailer. Hey JP, good to see you too. Let's take a look at the book trailer.
all been waiting for. The book by master storyteller Tish Barnhardt. So you want to be a first lady? Well, her life isn't always what it seems. Beyond the veil lies the deceit, the lies, and the manipulation, featuring the distraught Carol Smith, master manipulator Leroy Smith, and the sneaky, conniving harlots and Jezebels using their immoral, seductive flattery to destroy the man of God, his marriage, and disrupt the ministry. Order your copy now on Amazon and all other retail outlets.
Well, now I think that trailer is kind of enticing there. So, who's ready to go and pick up So You Want to Be a First Lady? Listen, I want you to go and pick up your copy on Amazon.com, Walmart.com, Barnes and Noble. If you'd like for me to personalize your copy, you can order it from www.tishbarnhardt.com, and I would be glad to autograph your copy for you. So, now the trailer was enticing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to read Lawana's chapter, and let's see how enticing that might be. All righty, so here goes. Chapter 12. No, he didn't. Financially, things are drying up in the household again, no matter how much First Lady works, and even overtime if she has to, and she makes good money. However, the money is always going somewhere or helping with the ministry, that they have fallen behind greatly on the rent to the house. The accounts are joined, so there were things that he'd buy or do that she didn't necessarily agree with all the time, and vice versa. They argue constantly about money. First Lady is handling everything, and the weight is becoming unbearable. She needs a break from it all. But how can she? As she is the lifeline of finances for the home and a good bit for the church. First Lady has been experiencing pain in places within her body and goes back and forth to the doctor, but he can't never find anything wrong with her. So she continues to push herself through all the turmoil of home life and ministry life. Finally, one of the members, Brother Kevin, gives Pastor and First Lady dinner and movie tickets for two so they can have a nice evening together. Brother Kevin and his wife wanted to do something nice for them since the Smiths had allowed them to stay at their house until they got on their feet. First Lady is so excited just to take a break and finally have her husband's attention because they never go anywhere or did anything together to nourish their marriage as she longed for. Brother Kevin offers to watch the kids for them while they go out. They drive the truck and leave First Lady's Mercedes-Benz there. While in the movies, Brother Kevin calls Pastor Smith. Someone was there to pick up their car. They immediately leave the movies and head back to the house. Thankfully, it was right up the street. First Lady is distraught because she has just spoken to Brother Marlin, who works at the dealership they got the car from, and it helped them to get it. First Lady had told Marlin she would catch up on the two payments on Monday and could not believe that he sent someone to pick her car up anyway. On their way to the house, Pastor Smith calls Brother Marlin, who attends the church, and tells him what is going on. Pastor Smith tells Marlin that he thought he and First Lady had already made an agreement to make their payments on Monday. Brother Marlin informs Pastor Smith that he does not have any control over it, but the owner wanted the car picked up and issued the order for it, then informs to give him a call on Monday to see what he can do to work it out. When they arrive at the house, the gentleman tells them he was given an order to pick up the car, but wants to let them get their things out first. First Lady tells them that they have spoken to Marlin at the dealership, who said to give him a call on Monday to sort things out with the owner. The gentleman says, "Ma'am, Marlin is the one who issued the order." Pastor and First Lady cannot believe that Brother Marlin has just lied to them and does not understand why he would have their car picked up when they had an agreement for Monday, which is 2 days away. They are embarrassed to have Brother Kevin there, watching the kids and calling them about their car being repossessed. What more could happen right now? First Lady thinks. They thank Brother Kevin for watching the kids and for him and his wife thinking enough of them to give them dinner and a movie. First Lady goes upstairs and cries as she is so frustrated with her life. She wonders when the cycle will be over and says to God, surely this isn't how you want us to live. Why can't we seem to get ahead and stay ahead? There is no stability. They move from one place to the next with the church and cannot keep the bills paid on time at the church or at home. First Lady says, what are we doing wrong, Lord? Monday morning comes, and First Lady calls Brother Marlin to discuss the arrangements with the car. He tells her that the owner wanted to have the car picked up, so there was nothing that he could do. She informs Brother Marlin that the gentleman has already indicated that he is the one who made the order for the pickup and asks what is really going on. Marlin tells First Lady that he didn't place that order, but for them to get that car back, they would need to pay the 2 months behind and several other fees, which came out to be way more than they had agreed in the initial agreement. First Lady knows if she does that, she will not have been able to pay some of the other pressing bills at the house. She tells them that she isn't able to do it and asks what else they can work out. He says, well, First Lady, you got your refund back from your taxes, so why can't you use that? Most people, when they get their taxes back, come in and pay their whole balance off. First Lady knew then Brother Marlin saw an opportunity to get more out of them, not knowing the other obligations they had. She lets him know that he could keep the car and God would bless her with another one later, and hung up the phone. Shortly after, Brother Marlin leaves the church and is not seen again. Wisdom nuggets. Don't share too much information with people, though you may trust them. First Lady let him know the source of where the funds were coming from, so he would know she could definitely catch up. But it opened the door for mischief, where Marlin saw an opportunity to benefit and get more out of them, not knowing what else needed to be done with it. One who walks in integrity walks securely, but one who perverts his way will be found out. Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. Number 2, when people show you who they are, don't flip out. Take it as face value. Keep your composure and integrity intact and pray for them. It's not the end for you, but you know that God will exalt you in due time. Never take your own revenge, beloved, but leave room for the wrath of God. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, says the Lord. Romans chapter 12, verse 19. Number 3, no one is exempt from situations happening in their lives that may not be in your favor or work out the way you thought it would. It may leave you embarrassed among your peers, co-workers, family, and or church. However, it's okay if folks see you at a low point because you don't have to stay there. You can and will rise above it. For the Lord God helps me, therefore I am not disgraced. Therefore, I have made my face like flint, and I know that I will not be ashamed. Isaiah chapter 50, verse 7. So that is chapter 12, you guys. That is chapter 12. So listen, Lawana, please tell us why that is your favorite chapter. Jen said, when Tish speaks, everyone should listen. All right. Yeah.
Well, first of all, you are the greatest storyteller I've heard in a very, very long time.
Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you.
But I think this chapter here, actually, a lot of them were great chapters, but this one really hit home. And the reason it did is because, sometimes you could be trying so hard and doing everything that you know how to do,
Mhm.
and you're walking in Christ, and you're doing everything that you're supposed to be doing. You're living right, you're fasting, you're praying, and you're being you just being committed, and
Mhm.
it seems like nothing is working out. And so what you have to remember is, it's everything is working out for your good, so you cannot get dismayed when
Right.
things are happening. You got to keep going, and you got to keep trusting God.
Right. Absolutely.
Hmm.
Absolutely, we do. And, you had mentioned that, when you're going through, you're doing everything that you can, at that moment. What does that feel like, though? Like when you're doing everything you can, but nothing
Hmm.
is panning out, like, what does that feel like? What's going through your mind at that moment?
Right. And so, what we have to do is we have to go back to the Word of God. We have to remember that all things work out for the good of them that love the Lord. That's first of all.
Hmm.
Because if we don't remember that, we're gonna fixate our minds on what the enemy is trying to tell us. See,
Hmm.
there's two things. There's the facts and there's the truth. The facts is you may be going through something. The facts is you may not have all the money that you need at that time. But the truth is God already got your back. The truth is, you will be an overcomer. Actually, it's not that we will be an overcomer. We are overcomers
Right.
because Jesus already did it. He already paid the price. So
Hmm.
we don't have to worry about what it looks like. We just got to keep going, keep trusting, and keep moving. The race is not given to the swift, but to the one who endureth until the end.
Absolutely. I'm telling you, the situation sometimes that we face, we can think that we are by ourselves in it, we can be embarrassed, about those things. And I'm telling you, to see First Lady and Pastor Smith in this situation where they're out, for a dinner, and, get a call from the babysitter saying, hey, somebody's here to pick your car up.
That's
Like,
woo.
how embarrassing, is that? You know what I mean? And so
Yeah,
you have to live, with the thoughts in your mind, what they're thinking about you, you know what I mean? Because, like, in this moment, they're leaders, they're pastors. And so oftentimes, people see the fame, the glory, the fashion, all this other stuff, but they have no idea sometimes what is going on behind the closed doors, or the struggles and different things like that, that, men and women of God have, and not just men and women of God, but people in everyday life. You know what I mean? I
amen.
can tell you how many cars I've had repossessed in my life, and so
Hmm.
was an embarrassing thing, but at the same time, I understood that, hey, it wasn't the last car I would ever have. You know what
That's
I
right.
mean? And
That's right.
so we serve a God that's able, to replenish, and he's able to do, he said, exceeding abundantly above all which we could ever ask or think, according to the power that works in us. And so,
That's right.
that is a beautiful thing, to know that, hey, that might have happened, but it's not the end of the world. Not at
That's
all.
right.
It's not the end of
Amen.
the world.
Amen.
And, another thing I wanted to touch on too is, not sharing everything, with people, because, like, in that situation there where First Lady Smith, had made an arrangement, made something, an agreement, and let him know where things were coming from. And sometimes people can see opportunities with you,
Amen.
so we do have to be very careful about the things that we share, because of course we know that there are some leeches out there and people out there that want to take from you rather than give to you, and so
Amen.
that was a very valuable lesson, I think, that First Lady Smith learns, there, in the book. And so, so Jeff Lee said, "Why do I feel like the messages are for me? That we just need to trust." Yes, absolutely, Jeff.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, we do. We do. We have to just trust, that God is going to see us through. So,
Yes.
Luana, when you were going through your own situation, with that, did you feel like that there was a time where you didn't see that you would be able to come out of it, though? Up, we just lost her. All right, let's see what Justin said. Justin said, "Hi, Tish. You have a unique gift of both writing and speech. Powerful voice. Thank you so much, Justin. Thank you so much. I have not always been this person that I am today. And in fact, you guys that are listening, growing up, I was a very timid girl. I did not like public speaking at all. In fact, I would hide or try to get sick so I wouldn't have to stand up and do my report reading out loud in class, you guys. So that used to be me going in school. I did not want to do it, but over time and over the years, God has really done a work in me. But here's the thing. When he says that before I formed you in my mother's womb, I knew you, he already knew who I would become. He already knew who I was and what he was going to do in and through me, right? And so it was just a matter of time for me to catch up to it, right? Just like when a baby is born. A baby doesn't come out walking, right? He doesn't come out being the successful person that he is, right? Or she is. So there are stages to our life. And so, this is what has happened to me and for me over the course of time. And so I'm so super excited about that. So, Nikki, flash up some of those other comments while we're waiting for LaWanna to come back on. Maybe I can answer some questions and maybe respond to some things. There she goes. Okay.
I'm
So
back.
I was asking you before you disappeared on us. Um, I was asking you if there was a time when you were going through that process, if you really felt like maybe you were not going to be able to bounce back or come through it.
I did. Oh my goodness. I felt like, Lord, I felt like you did. Lord, what did I do? Is it something I didn't do? I repented. I was like,
Yes.
Lord, if it's any,
Double book repenting party.
right. Lord, is it anything that I did?
Yes, Lord, forgive me.
I'm sorry. Is it anything that I did?
Hmm. Absolutely. I
Can you
can't
hear
tell you
me?
how many of those parties I've had. Yes, I hear you. I hear you. Hello. Okay, Evelyn Jackson said, "Hi, Tish. I love the energy and your voice. Can't help but be interested in your book." That's the point, my friend. Go to Amazon.com and pick up your copy today. Well, you go on there. I think it says there's only 10 copies left. So you might want to go and get your copy today. But yeah, so Luana, yes, absolutely. We, can feel that way. Are you able to speak now or? Hello, hello. Can you hear, girlfriend? Can you hear? She hears me waving. Okay, Ethan says, "Hi Tish, hi Luana. Welcome to the Festival of Storytellers." Listen, Ethan, thank you for welcoming us. We're so glad and grateful to be here. It's such a wonderful opportunity, and I'm certainly enjoying day 3. And listen, we got a couple of more days to go because it's 2 weeks. Oh my goodness! All righty, Nikki, is there any other comments on there? All right, Tracy Walls says the book mentions providing insight into the consequences of losing sight of one's true purpose. Could you elaborate on what you believe the true purpose of a first lady in the context of a pastor's wife is? So, for me, whenever I say lose sight of um, our true purpose, is when I'm speaking to the temptations and things that come up that we're presented with, whether it's the pastor, whether it is the first lady. Oftentimes, people will succumb to those temptations, and when we do, then that's what I mean by we have lost sight of what our true purpose is. And our true purpose when we're dealing with our assignments with God is to forward the kingdom, is to bring souls into the kingdom, to look like the kingdom, to walk like the kingdom, to talk like the kingdom. And so, whenever we lose sight of what God has placed within us to do, then we do and we will succumb to these types of temptations and things that are out there that will knock us off course. So, that's definitely what I mean by that. And so, as a first lady, of course, I have been one in my lifetime, and I know several other first ladies as well. It is a tightrope walk. It really is. It's a tightrope walk. And the reason why I say that is because there are so many different things and battles that you face, whether it is from being married just to the husband, because you have to share him with everyone, right? People are calling him for counsel. He has to be there for them for different things and so forth. And oftentimes, the family gets left behind. Sometimes the family time might be shortened because a parishioner may be needing some help or something at that particular time. And so a first lady, and their family oftentimes have to take a back seat to the parishioners. And so that's why I believe that there has to be balance in anything that we do, and especially as we are leading people, because see, this is where the enemy comes in at as well, because he may use people to pull him away, from his family because they have a different agenda, right? And so if we do not set the proper boundaries up front, then we can succumb to those things. And so that's what I have seen, happen to many pastors and first ladies, and just even married couples in general. You can be a CEO of a prominent company. You could just be a football wife or a basketball wife or whatever, and these type things, happen. So we have to learn to establish boundaries, and so allow our purpose in life to supersede the temptations that are out here. Now, I'm not saying that we don't fall, because hey, we're all human, right? And so we're faced with different things. But here's the thing: when you do fall, you can get back up, but don't stay there. Don't keep doing the same thing over and over again, right? At some point, we have to turn away. Hi, Jeanette. Jeanette said, it's nice to see you again, Tish. It's nice to see you again, too, Jeanette. Thank you so much. Rebecca Jordan says, thank you, Tish, for sharing your amazing voice and narrative with us. Absolutely. It was my pleasure to be able to share my narrative with you. And I'm so grateful that you guys are tuning in and making comments and things, and that you are enjoying this. And so I definitely want you to pick up your copy of So You Want to Be a First Lady. You will not be disappointed. I'm trying to tell you. You won't be disappointed. There's going to be something in it for you that you'll be able to take away and glean from, especially with the nuggets and the different stories and situations that we are going to see within So You Want to Be a First Lady. Whether it's you or whether it's someone else or whatever, you will be astounded. Let's see. Elizabeth Schultz said, I'm in awe of your voice and confidence. Thank you, Tish. Well, you are so welcome. I be hearing this all the time about my voice, and it's something that I never really thought about. I said on yesterday's live that whenever I would listen to myself on the recorder, I'm like, that's not me. That doesn't sound like me, But nevertheless, hey, I'm grateful that God has anointed this voice to be able to draw and to be able to win souls and win you guys as well, so that you guys can pick up this book and really see, what's in store for you with it. So thank you again for that and those comments. And again, you can find the book, of course, on Amazon.com. You can find it on BarnesandNobles.com, Walmart.com. And it's an honor to be in Walmart.com for sure. Not all books are there, and that's just to the glory of God for sure. Of course, if you would like to get an autographed copy of your book, you can order from my personal website, www.tishbarnhardt.com. And I want you to stay on the lookout, you guys, for the audible version of this. We're working on this, and so this is definitely going to be coming soon, and I'm so super excited about bringing it and delivering it for you, and I think you're going to be truly, truly blessed by it. Hyacinth said, you should do a podcast, Tish. Well, guess what? You are talking to Tish Barnhardt, the host of the Tish Barnhardt Show. All right now. So you guys check me out on Facebook, Daily Gospel Network, on Sunday evenings at 8 o'clock. And so we're going to be gearing up for our season 3 really, really soon here. And so I'm excited about that. We've got 5 shows in the pocket that we need to get recorded. So we are definitely busy on this end here. So yes, thank you. Podcast, no, but talk show, yes. So hey, all in the same, right? But hey, you'll be able to see me too. Okay, so yes, check that out. Okay, all righty. So again, we are about out of time, I think. Yes, you can put Miss Washington back on if she's there? Hey.
Hey.
All right.
I do apologize for all the interruptions, but sometimes the enemy doesn't want you to get out what needs to get out. And so just to kind of go on and tell you what I felt at that time, I felt alone. I felt like I was just like, oh my gosh, where are you, God? I said, but I know you're there. I said, but where are you? So sometimes you might have to cry sometimes, but he knows that already. But because of my faith, I would never, ever, I said, but I don't care what happens, I will never stop serving you. And I thank God, because here I am.
Yes, that's it. And we go through those things to be able to tell the story, right?
Absolutely.
That God is
Absolutely.
real, that we don't have to stay in those situations and everything. And I used to hear my grandma them say all the time that, what you going through, baby, is for somebody else,
That's right.
And I'm
That's
like, I
right.
don't want to go through for nobody else. Listen,
I
let
know
somebody go through for me.
it. Me. Exactly.
I
Exactly.
don't want to do it. Look, let this cup pass for me. I'm like,
I know it.
let this cup pass for me.
Right. Another thing I wanted to touch on, you were talking about how the gentleman, was it Marlon? I think
Yes, Marlon.
how he told you one thing. Sometimes people want to, they love on your demise. If they see that they think they don't know what's going on in your household, and so they think everything's preaching king, and you don't. I mean, you may not share with everyone what's going on, and they're on the outside looking in, and people are jealous, and it's so sad because we should not be jealous of one another, because what God does for me, He'll do it for you. And so people they love on your demise. They look at it and they're like, oh, good for them. Let me make it. It's wickedness, basically. And so it's pretty sad that we are supposed to be children of God, and we see our brother or our sister fall. Instead of, if we can help them, we should help them, because we all get down on our luck sometimes.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think too, Luana, we're able to weather through things, well, because we are givers by nature. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
so when we, like you just said, always be in a position to be able to help somebody or want to, you
Right.
may not have all the money in the world, to help them with this or that or whatever. There may be something that you can do, whether it's go cook a meal for them if they're
That's
down.
right. That's right.
Or I took food out of my own refrigerator plenty of times, to help people that did not have food, and I didn't have money to go buy them any food, but I could take some of what I had. Listen, we're gonna share. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? I'm not gonna see you over there hungry, or
That's
anything
right.
like that, and jackets and things like coats, clothes, and stuff. So those are all things that we can do, and then just of course, lending a hand and not uh, looking at a person and saying, "Oh, that's what you get." I knew that. Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
if you had done this,
Exactly.
then that, because we do hear that a lot. And, as parents, say, we tell our children that sometimes. Didn't I tell you? I told you don't. I told you don't do that. So, learning more and more, to extend a little grace and things like that, because we all have our situations that we have to grow through,
That's right.
as we go through.
Absolutely. Because what would we do without God's grace and mercy?
Hello, that's it.
You
I
know,
constantly remind myself of that, too, and others when I'm talking. I'm just done with this person. I'm like, whatever. Yeah, okay, well, at some point we gotta do what we gotta do. Well, listen, we are out of time today, you guys, and so we want to thank Luana, my friends, for coming.
thank you so much.
Absolutely, absolutely. And everybody out there, listen, I want you to tune back in with us on tomorrow at 1 p.m. And guess what? I'm going to be interviewing a guy tomorrow. I can't
All
tell
right.
you who he is, okay? So he has read the book as well. And so I want to get his take on it too. So join me tomorrow at 1 p.m., you guys. We're going to be right back on here. And listen, I love Reader's Magnet because they say we share your stories with the world.
That's all right.
Bye.